I just got back from a week-long trip in Hawaii, mainly using this one bag, the Goruck Bullet Xpac 15 liters. I use it from everything from going to the beach, day hikes, excursions, basically anytime I went outside, this guy was on my back. I definitely have some thoughts, so let's get into it. A few weeks ago, I recently just got married, so apologize to my 1% female viewers of the channel, I'm taken, and we decided to take our honeymoon in Hawaii, and this was a perfect excuse to get a new backpack. I wanted a bag that was good for day hikes, taking quick trips to the beach, and more importantly, be water resistant. So in all my searching, I came to this bag right here. This is the Goruck Bullet 15 liter in Xpac. So quick background about the Goruck Bullet. There's tons of different variations of this. The Bullet's been around for quite a while now. There was the 10 liter, the 15 liter here. There was a 16 and an 18 liter that are both dual compartment. They're making it in Cordura, Xpac, Dyneema, the list goes on and on. I mainly settled on this Xpac version for one main reason, and that's just the water resistance. This is a material that's really interesting. It's really lightweight, almost crinkly type of plastic. I'll show you some of the liner. It's kind of known for its type of diamond pattern. Really cool, very lightweight. You can see how thin it is, kind of crinkly. I mainly got this bag because I'll be going to the beach, maybe hiking in rain, and I wanted a bag that would keep all my contents dry. And this is really important because this material is really cool. If water gets on this, such as rain or something at the beach, this water just rolls right off. It doesn't seep into the bag like it would a Cordura or a nylon. And that's really cool. I also took this to the beach, threw it in the sand, had no issues, no sand ever got in. That's another thing to these AquaGuard zippers. These aren't just your normal YKK zippers. These are AquaGuard. Make it a little bit harder to open. They're kind of plasticky. It's really nice because it keeps water out. So if you're ever caught in a rainstorm, water won't ever go in your bag, not from the material or the zipper. So it's kind of cool there. And I did get caught out in rain, so it's kind of a big deal. This bag retailed from Goruck for $160, which if you know Goruck pricing, definitely a little inflated, but it is what it is. But overall, it's a pretty cool bag. If you don't like the multicam, they had it in a couple other colors. There was a charcoal, a coyote, and an olive, and then this multicam. But a quick caveat about those colors, all those colors outside the multicam came in VX21, which that's the type of Xpac. It's a little bit thinner, and the multicam here came in, I think it was an X33, so a little bit thicker, stronger Xpac. Kind of interesting that the multicam is a different type of material than the other ones. So I actually went with the multicam due to that fact because it's a little bit stronger, a little bit more robust material. So that's kind of why I bought the bag. Now let's go into the specifics and go inside the bag itself. Going to Hawaii, I knew of course I was be going to the beach, going on hikes, going on excursions, just going outside, walking quite a lot because it's pretty walkable. We went to Waikiki. And so I really wanted a bag that'd be small, lightweight, water resistant, like I said. And this kind of checked all those boxes for me. It worked out pretty well. And the main thing I really liked about it was due to how thin it is. Due to its Xpac, it's very thin, very lightweight, and I was actually able to put this in another backpack that was my personal item on the plane. And so I had two backpacks. When I got there, I just took this out and mainly used this one. It's a lot smaller. So I mainly use this as a day pack, and it worked pretty well. For example, I would just toss in water, sunscreen, change of clothes, snacks, kind of the basic stuff, and I kind of bounced around with that, and it worked really well. So let's go through the outside of the bag and what worked and what didn't. So first off, the exterior is pretty clean and sterile. There's no webbing, no really crazy straps, just a front slash pocket here. But if you know Goruck bags, this pocket kind of sucks. It's just a very flat, no interior organization, just kind of a big black hole. This pocket, if you put stuff in the interior, it eats into this space. So this pocket isn't really great for many bulky things. This works better for like papers, maps, receipts, just very thin stuff. So I didn't even really use this pocket. The only other thing on the front is a small loop field, and this is perfect for your favorite morale patches. I just have my favorite right here, which is probably the coolest one I own. And the other thing outside of that, there's a small padded grab handle. Not crazy, but it's at least padded. I always put a carabiner in here just to attach a hat. And this is a new thing on this model. This is actually a quick access pocket here at the top. And it's actually has high vis lining, which is pretty cool. But I will say that this quick access pocket is pretty small. I can't even fit my full hand in there. Only go down to my fingers. I can't even fit my full iPhone in here. This is better for like keys, sunglasses, chapstick, hand sanitizer, smaller items that don't get jostled around. Wish this was a lot bigger, but it is what it is. And that kind of rounds out the exterior other than this back panel. And this is my main gripe with this bag is these damn shoulder straps. At first glance, this was a small bag, only 15 liters, pretty small, and I barely had any weight in it, so it should have been pretty light. I took this hiking, and this was the most uncomfortable bag I've ever used. These shoulder straps, they do have foam padding, but it's super stiff and tough. It was so uncomfortable. Throughout the hike, I found myself just constantly grabbing the shoulder straps and trying to massage them, trying to break them in. It just was so hard on my back. Another thing is, it's such a narrow opening here. I don't know if you can tell that, but I'll put it on real quick. You can see this bag just squeezes your neck. It's just really uncomfortable. So throughout the hike, I was constantly like doing this. Sorry for the noise of the mic. I just kept grabbing the shoulder straps, trying to break in the foam. It was just really uncomfortable. Didn't enjoy it. Even with a really light load, it just was super uncomfortable. I also took this on an excursion, and once again, super lightweight. I think I had some snacks, a water bottle. That was like it. Really nothing in here. And I just found my shoulders just aching. I kept massaging my shoulders on the bus just because this was so uncomfortable to carry. So for that reason, I'm probably gonna let this bag go. Comfort, it was rough. It was rough. There's not much here. There's not much of the back panel. It's just the material with a couple slits here. Not breathable. Can't really recommend it due to that. But now let's go on the inside and see what I actually carried here. This bag opens full clamshell. So if you're used to Goruck, you might know this. It opens completely wide. You can lay it flat, great for packing. And real quick while I have this open, I want to show you some more of that material on the inside. This is that Xpac I was talking about. They're known for these kind of diamond materials throughout the material. And it's kind of really cool, lightweight. You can see how thin it is. I would be scared putting in any sharp objects in here. Even just something like a pen, I'd be scared to puncture right through it. Just how thin this material is. I know it's pretty strong, but just something to keep in mind. On this front panel here, we have 2 pockets. Once again, pretty standard if you know Goruck. We have this front top admin tile pocket. This is where I actually tossed in my phone, keys, some of my larger items. This is a much bigger pocket than that quick access pocket. Then you have a larger mesh pocket down here on the bottom. I use this to store snacks and stuff so I can see what I had. Outside of that, it's pretty bare. You have a small tablet sleeve here on the back. This could also work good for a tablet, water bladder, mainly your smaller items. And then you have a small ring here to hang anything from. I didn't actually utilize that. But other than that, that's about it. It's a pretty sterile Spartan backpack. There's not a lot of features. One thing I really kind of missed when I used this bag was no outside accessible water bottle pockets. It really kind of stunk whenever I want to drink some water. I have to stop on the hike, put my bag down, unzip it, take the water out, drink, put it back in, zip it back up. Just kind of became a little bit of a hassle. But other than that, it worked out pretty well outside of the comfort issue. I had this on the beach, no sand got in. I had this on a hike with rain, no water got in. Just kept everything nice and dry on the inside. It was pretty small, looked good on my frame. I'm 5'10", doesn't look out of place. It's a pretty nice size. I really like this 15-liter size because it's big enough where you can take almost everything you need in here, but don't too big where you overload it and it gets heavy. So it's a really nice size, but man, I just really hated the shoulder straps on this one. This one was kind of a fail for me. So now I'm looking for another adventure bag. If you have any suggestions, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm always on the hunt for new bags. But so far, that was my experience with the Goruck Bullet 15-liter and Xpac. I know this was kind of a short review, but I mainly wanted to do this just to show you some of my cool footage I took in Hawaii. Really cool time. Really recommend it if you go. But outside of that, this is about the Goruck Bullet 15-liter. Pretty cool bag, but not comfortable to carry. Let me know down in the comments if you ever tried this bag. Is this something you would try in the future? Let me know. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.